This rail is completely compromised. We have a lake directly behind the guardrail. On the other side, this is kind of like a levee, a huge drop off about 15 to 20 feet. I want you to take a look at this. This rail is missing 3 bolts here. You can see this one has 2 that have come loose. This is extraordinarily dangerous. The whole rail. The organ services folks reached out to us and said, hey, can we harvest Hannah's organs? And there was a short period of time and we got another call and they said there was nothing usable. Her crash was so severe, there was nothing left. A lot of my advocacy, I remember the very first interview I did was with WATE in Knoxville. And I talked about how there was no possibility of Hannah's organs saving another person. But this 3,000 feet of guardrail that's been replaced, that is Hannah living on through somebody else. So you can see we have Tennessee DOT, they're just about finished with this project. We have traffic going just this one direction and they're finishing up the shoulder over here. I really like what they've done here. We have a sidewalk here. So this guardrail is not just protecting these motors from going in the water, it's shielding our pedestrians. And you can see the posts were much closer to the sidewalk. Well, the guardrail here has 4 feet of deflection. And when you're right here, guess what? That vehicle might get redirected, but it could hit a pedestrian. And so often we do not prioritize pedestrians. So I don't normally like moving guardrail closer to the road, but in this situation, that's the right call. The washers, isn't that cool up there? The sun shining down on that. Anyways, those washers that can tear a guardrail, they're all gone. And we're talking almost 500 posts. Notice here we have these polymer blockouts versus the steel spacers. Not only that, with MGS we have 31-inch height and mid-rail splices. What that does is crash testing has proven that rather than boomerang you back into traffic, instead it kind of keeps you tucking and holding right onto the rail, which that boomerang throwing you back in front of a tractor trailer, that's ugly. Take a look at one of these tests and you'll see what I mean. When I'm shooting guardrail videos, you'll often see me highlight something like, hey, there's a high school over here. The reason I do that is because most people don't believe what happened to our family, what happened to our Hannah, can happen to them. And I want that when we are improving our safety barrier like this, it is to protect what's over here. We have a couple of bobcats cleaning the road, but you can see they're adding the stone aprons and we're getting a nice 31-inch perfect rail height here. Just a beautiful job. A pull-off spot and a beautiful new mash end anchor, and you can see proper orientation on the BCT cable that gives us tension in the rail right here, headed down that way. And bearing plate, 5 on the top, 3 on the bottom. Just a beautiful, beautiful setup here in Roane County, Tennessee. 31-inch height, which you can see that's from grabbing the post and pulling it up, but we need to get to that 31-inch height, which you can see just beautiful, beautiful performance. Even have a pretty pink apron approach. Still don't want a gate here, but a much safer approach than what we had previously. And you can see we have people that run on here. And so this guardrail is not just protecting those motorists from the water, but the pedestrians from the vehicles. I'm down below the levee on the other side, and you can see traffic moving, but this used to be, at spots, just 20-inch rail missing dozens and dozens of bolts. And that's where you would have ended up. That's a lethal crush. So this is a significant investment in safety here in Roane County. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and I'll make the video here. And what I'll do is I'll speed it up so that you don't have to watch the whole thing. But this is a ton of guardrail here. And